against the Falcons. Wounded or not, this is still a stacked roster.
Yeah, I guess one of the upsides to bringing in endless superstars is that if you lose one of them, you've got plenty more willing to fill the boots. Maybe this is one of these games where we can look for a little bit more mileage out of someone like Nico, or Nucleon shows up and seizes this opportunity, a chance to surprise us all. Oh, it's a good start for Ultimate. Talked about a lot by the desk. He's opened up this pistol round with a 4v4, as he will actually get traded pretty quickly after the first. Into Nucleons now. It's the stand-in down here at B, flubbing the opening lines. There's those kills going the way of Team Liquid, and they break through that B hold in seconds. This should be a safe round. Tesses all alone in this 1v4. Dual Berettas are going to find the first, but victory short-lived there. It's an instant trade back. Team Liquid starts strong. Yeah, that's what you like to see. Liquid bringing in some pace into this pistol and taking it away early. I mean, look at Nucleons. He has not gotten easy boots to fill, not just filling in for Kyosuke, but being a ramp player on CT side Nuke, right? Kyosuke is one of the few who can make that look like a star role, at times putting up some massive multi-kills. So it's going to be very difficult for Nucleons, at least in this first half. We'll keep an eye on him, though, as Liquid already look to test the youngster. Elige's double, and Elige has been the brightest spark for Liquid, at least in these online games, right? Multiple aces, some incredible rounds from Jonathan Jablanowski. I do love the Monosy just tried to hit that shot on the jump check, was hoping he could get away with a little cheeky 5v4 to open up. Missed the bomb going down though. Nico, he's been here forever. This is not a new position, facing off against Elige. Do they think it's a fake? No one spotted, and the bomb does go back up anyway. Yeah, I mean, Monosy saw that one player right at the start of the round, you know, but it wasn't a whole lot of info to work with. That's a bit of an awkward TK in the mix for Nerds. Still, he tries to make up for it there with a equalizer onto Monosy. Nico's not going to activate. He's going to hope his patience pays off. Meanwhile, Liquid wrap outside, going towards Heaven. Nerds lurking, gives the bomb back to Ultimate so he can late split. Nerds looks to take space. Nucleons again up for the task. Nico re-aggression punish, and that keeps Falcons with no info. Can Nucleons find anything? He'd be the guy to have to do so right now, but if anything, even that scope in from down here in Hell is kind of given up the aim of the game. They know about him now. They're just going to bypass this player out in Hell. Nucleon's ballsy move, trying to tempt fate with a bit of a climb up through the ladder. First kill secured. How tricky. That's a sick grab. He's stolen the Galil away. Been a nice little sequence of moves here, just keeping pressure, never letting Nerds up in Heaven feel too comfortable. If he can catch the head, I don't know if he's going to get given a second opportunity to do so. And so instead, Contact would have to come first out of the lobby. There's only so far back for Nucleons to go, and for now, Nerds is playing safe, tucked in from that lone Galil out towards the spawn. Yeah. This is looking like they've dodged the danger that was presented in this round, and Liquid will find this conversion. 2-0 start. Yeah, Nerds doesn't know how close he got to getting punished there. 3 kills in the round, though. 4 if you count on Shui, and he puts it to bed here for Team Liquid. So a nice save nonetheless, but not much more Falcons can do. The Nucleons being locked out of Heaven like that. So Liquid in control of this game to start, but still threatening eco coming up for the Falcons. Positives for Falcons in that they have been playing this map to a strong level as well. Maybe Liquid's picking the series. Dust 2 is obviously a huge question for Liquid, a map they've tried to avoid more often than not. Falcons having no problem even beating Vitality on this map, right, at Rivals, alongside on Inferno. Seeing a serious improvement of their map pool. Whether that applies today with a stand-in is yet to be seen. Nice as well, now that we're into the playoff portion here at Bounty. It's good to have everyone on LAN, right? People enjoyed watching some of the madness of the online games, but these ones, even in the studio in front of the live audience, they just hit a little different, man. They really do. Seen a keen example of it already when we showed up to work this morning, Hugo. Nerds and Ultimate were outside playing a little game of keepy uppies, just something to get warmed up, something to get locked in.
Who was winning?
It's kind of a team effort in that game, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, but you know, who has more style, Harry? Who has more pizzazz?
I don't know. Nerds look pretty good, I'll be honest.
Okay.
I think another thing worth mentioning, obviously, is for Falcons, it's actually not just one missing man, right? Zonic not here either. So you have a bit of a double punch in that sense for the Falcons. One of him to fall back on. I also kind of like the Anubis third map for this reason out of Liquid. I'm assuming, right, that they've been putting in some time and energy. It's really not uncommon for teams looking to kind of rise up through the VRS and try and return towards a better form, to look to move to these newer maps quicker, take to them faster. And what a time to try and exploit the Falcons in this standard situation, right? Even if, let's say, Falcons have been looking at this map under a microscope, it's going to be way harder just because it's way fresher in the pool to integrate a brand new player on it.
Yeah, you can't even go, oh yeah, Nucleons just play Kiyosuke's spots. What are his spots?
Yeah,
we don't
right?
even know. So back into the eco here for the Falcons. Monosy gets that Galil. Nucleons knows what he's here for. Elite spots him outside, crossing down Secret at least. No one here to stop him. Pressure on the ramp. A lot of players ready to resist. Liquid toe the line. It does look like this top hit. Nades coming in right now. They go back from the ramp side. Oh dear, Molly falls short. Did they not break the glass before they threw that? CT vent Molly, and they start to go out. They could even vent drop as well. Try and group up with a Liege who is gaining space.
Oh, Tessa's creeping out wide. A chance to catch him in at the door. Goes from thinking he's fighting one to suddenly fighting the entire team. And now they will barrage down through the vents. It's Nucleons here once again in the right place, but only going to get out with one, armed with that 5-7. It's the Monosy rotate on the Galil that gives a little bit of pause. One more kill from the B-hold, back up through the vent now.
Fair enough.
And in towards the top site. They've had this under lock and key for a little while. Presence of that gun down at lower has put the fear in Liquid, and so they'll get away. With Nico dead back here in the lobby, chance for Monosy to win this. Does go down drastically as he's trapped in at lower 1v3. Once more, Liquid kind of dodged the big threat, the big danger in this round, and he will get through on the back of this pistol, riding a bit of a high heading into that first rifle round.
Oh, at least they don't lose the bomb there. That could have gone very, very wrong with 15 seconds coming back up the vent. It's so tempting getting a vent kill like that, just thinking B is clear, but Falcons were heavy ramp early. Nucleons was able to rotate down. A bit scary for a second here, but Liquid right now avoiding disaster. Like you say, very good sign right now coming into their first gun round. 3-0 start. Galil saved over. Someone's got to take the L. Will Monosy just hand it right back to Nucleons, you wonder?
Above dials.
Monosy's AWP in play, kicks and takes the L. And Liquid still have a MAC-10.
Don't think it's a popular opinion, but I am of the belief that this CT Galil can actually kind of slap.
Yeah, man, the T-Famus is great as well.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief.
It's nice having guns you can't buy.
Exactly. Honestly, 35 bullets? Got the most ammo out of all the guns you could get.
It's true. Wait till the MP7 buff comes through, Harry, because that's going to be a laser beam. That's like a mini rifle. Going to see a lot of that in the next patch, but not here at the Bounty.
Sure, Nerds will love it.
It's true.
Always been an MP7 user.
Been old school. Simple as well. Always wielded that weapon. Outside take, Nico. Classic position. They warbang, but he doesn't move. And this is going to pay off.
Yeah, a little labored though on that first kill. You're left wondering, could that have been even more from Nico? Just the one and done. The reaction's going to come twofold. It's Kixan first, trying to get aggressive out through the main smoke, and silence. Good flick for Monosy. And I mean, if that's a sign of things to come, it will make this Falcon squad a hell of a lot more exciting. Monosy's already kind of gone for some pretty audacious shots in this game, and we're only a couple of rounds into the series. You wonder just exactly how long it's going to take for him to get going. Naf making noise. Monosy will put him down, and he's barely even a flash on the screen. You're instantly dead as soon as you see him.
Yeah, even if your crosshair placement is there, I don't think you can react in time to that peak. We may be back on LAN, but still lightning fast on the frag. Monosy 2 kills. And this one was lovely. Boom. And yeah, we need a good game out of Monosy. We need a good game out of Nico today, because making up for the lack of firepower, or at least lack of experience, can't necessarily rely on the LAN rookie on his first LAN match, 6th HLTV game, and in front of a crowd. Quite a trial by fire here. Liquid looking for the A-pop. They've got a couple of AKs. They've got to make him sing.
Yeah, this is going to be our first, you know, like real notable pace change to the game. Let's see how Falcons respond to it. It can always feel like a problem if you're not able to stop these. And we've said already, Monosy looks like he's dialed in right now. That's another back for Monosy. Second or third shot rather, just sailing on past. It's just a tag. Oh. Catch for Nerds. Pressure still on. Nucleons will have a role to play in this. Nico's lent a helping hand. Leaves Nerds in the hot seat. 1v2, back of the site, sees that Nico hasn't scaled yet. That is a huge pickup for Nucleons on the swing.
Hey, I like that he has the balls to do that. He is on his own right there. Nico not scaling just yet. Doesn't even get his nade in. They don't do anything together. Nucleon swings in, finds the headshot. It's a necessity to get the round back for Falcons. Just a short miss for Monosy, but the first two are lovely again.
You know, I think at this point in kind of Nico's career, he's had a lot of time of playing with younger, fresher-faced players who, you know, have always had great mechanical skill, but he's always kind of acted a bit like a mentor figure to them. I think, you know, if this was Nico years ago, this would be a more stressful situation, but I hope that right now, kind of what they've said to Nucleons is something along the lines of, look, man, don't be nervous, just try and win your fights. You're not here to be the star of the team, right? Just show up and play your game.
And I'll say, playing with players like this, right, it makes your game a lot easier when you can rely on your teammates. These are the best players this kid's ever played with, so he knows he just needs to focus on his roles.
Yeah, right. There's like no burden for the team's success falling on the shoulders of Nucleons outside of the areas of the map he's responsible for.
For the most part, Falcons are going to hold their part of the map. Liquid want to test it again. Another top hit coming in. Bit limp on the entry, but Naf still finds one. Monosy provides cover. Tessa's not long for the wall. Back of the site, pistol out. He can't get a third. Nico in quick. It's the same round, but with ultimate on and off.
Oh, and a brutal nade to seal the deal. Just rains on in and makes that real easy for the Falcons. This might have been a 3-0 start for Team Liquid, but the second these guns have made an appearance, Falcons have been hitting hard.
Monosy 4 double kills in a row, by the way. He's just gone for double after double with this AWP. This one, it's out of his hands on the trade.
I mean, if anything, him dying there. It's a nice moment to know there is a limit to this, right? He's getting run out by multiple players at the back of the site, getting a little bit nervous that he was going to get out with a big multi-kill round, cut down after 2.
All right, bit of pace try by Liquid. Ultimately doesn't pan out. Monosy locked in the open, doesn't get punished by a repeat. They're showing one player on the cross outside. Monosy reveals with a nade, and he just misses that timing again. Flick connects. Him and Nico take blood outside.
This is a pretty nice smoke walk for Shui. Found a little bit of a window, but outside's now been open for a moment in amidst the Monosy reposition, and so eyes were on main the whole time. Naf opens up a window. Monosy's quick to shut the door.
Oh, you're telling me Monosy got a double kill? Great moment of mechanics from Naf, but it's going to fall on dead ears here, probably being told to save. An unlikely 1v3. Unfortunately, 2 low players that he might never get to punish. And so that's it. Round cooled off here. Some time for Liquid to chat it over coming into the next gun round. Or maybe the next eco. Falcons have finally broken through the money. Monosy's looking just rabid right now, though.
Yeah, it's how like down to fight he is that's making me worried. But when I say worried, you know, it's worried for Liquid, right? Like,
that's follow recoil, Harry. Don't know if you caught that.
No freaking way.
That was follow recoil.
It's catching on.
Like some people.
I warned you all. It's catching on.
Brokey had it at the major, but only for SMGs and pistols. He would toggle it on and off. Naf is playing AK.
Everyone was so quick, Hugo, to call me the biggest moron in the world.
Called you crazy.
And here I am, because sometimes you got to get real stupid to get real smart, Hugo.
Ooh, okay. When does the second half happen for you?
All right, buddy.
Interesting. Do you like how we have player crosshairs and configs? I wondered if Ultimates was accurate because it's exactly the same as when you spectate a bot. And I'm not calling Ultimate a bot, I'm just saying he has the bot crosshair. Dynamic while moving. But let's keep our eyes on this one. Liquid still broken after another double from Monosy. That's 5 in a row.
Naf is the one gun present in this round for Team Liquid. And he's going to be very aggressive with it. Monosy makes his way over. We've commented already how this guy seems really down to fight today. And you can see why. Naf gets deleted before he even knows what's happening. That tag hit?
I think the nade did. 2 damage. It's only 4 doubles in a row, excuse me. This could be his 5th. Monosy moves back in. He looks for a little bit more.
Heading on to Nucleons down here are lower, but he does have backup in the form of Kicksan. Window broken. You saw that kind of gave Nerds a bit of a false sense of where this setup was down at lower. And even as Shui takes one back, he's going into a double setup, trade available straight away. And so a very quick, very clean round out of the Falcons. They finally broke that money, and boy, do they take advantage of it. Getting out with 4 players alive, making a bit of cash now on this CT side. If anything, that's been the one factor Liquid have been able to hold on to thus far on this streak out of the Falcons. At least the rounds have been expensive. At least we're keeping them modest with a chance to break through early. Well, a clean round such as that last one suddenly puts a bit of distance between you and that goal.
Yeah, it hurts for Liquid because I feel like some of these rounds have looked good and they've run nice exits. They've gotten into good positions. But when Monosy's doing things like this, it's a very hard guy to get past. Falcons closing all the rounds now, 5 in a row. Monosy, another opening kill. Success.
He is so keen. That's just what's standing out. You know, if there's a fight happening, Monosy wants to be involved in it. Tess has handed a bit of a freebie there onto Naf as he tried to edge out around the smoke. And so very quickly, map starts to shrink on down. The only guy with freedom of movement right now is the Liege down here at lower. And even then, it doesn't feel super freeing, right? The only reason you've got this room is because Falcons are taking space elsewhere. It's lobby aggression for Nucleons that is going to give one away.
Nice shot. It's not like ramp is an opportunity. Nico repushes. Knows they won't expect this late timing. Meanwhile, another entry up upper. Why not push in? Liquid have the bomb in front of the door. Ultimate's position reveal, but he again delivers on the ramp flank. There's 2 dead ramp. You've got to expect Tessa's backside. Vent drop is your best opportunity. Liquid make the right call. Tessa's in hot pursuit. No kit.
2 of them are tagged. You wonder if he's kind of curious about giving this a look in. If the first kill comes clean, then he's going to be down to give it a go.
3 are
Gets
tagged.
in between the single player and the doubles players, and now wrapping around, it's into one hell of a crossfire. I don't know how you're supposed to beat this, Tess says. They've got both sides of him covered. He looks for a Liege, and a Liege just quicker on the trigger. Liquid finally stop this 5-round streak and get themselves on the board. That's from the back foot as well. They were 3v5 down in that round.
You know, Ultimate, there's a lot of talk about him. People talking about coming for his head and, you know, getting a new AWPer. The AWPer market is difficult right now. But one thing we know about Ultimate is he is a really strong rifler and at times wish he would rifle over AWP. Great double kill to find the flank there. And also, our observing wizard J-Raz has informed me that Ultimate's crosshair is not accurate, but Naf's is. Because the XX is config late, etc., etc. So the bot crosshair is just default. Nice double from Ultimate, puts Liquid back on the game. First round since the pistol conversion. Might need another double from Monosy.
Yeah, otherwise it's a potential, you know, breakthrough for Liquid on the horizon, right? If you kind of don't stop them here, the good graces you earned in your anti-eco round start to fall apart, and you will be broken on the CT side. Suddenly Liquid can put in a winning T-side shift here on Nuke.
Falcons mollied outside, it broke the smoke. Liquid have been throwing them fast every round. They still make it down, but some significant damage done. Unfortunately, no one is lower. So Nucleons take space back on ramp. Monosy fills his position. They don't risk the vent. Liquid have 4 players down here. Naf holds their flank. Nucleons has to hold the site.
Yeah, look, I think in terms of getting his 1, Nucleons has been solid thus far. There isn't really a whole lot you can complain about, but that has to stay true in this round. Your money's on the line. Rotates are a little bit slow to arrive here. If he goes down getting nothing done, this retake might never even get started for the Falcons.
It's a position made for multi-kills, so can Nucleons deliver again? Not today. Nerds nails that headshot, and with an open plant unpunished, there's a chance here. Back behind the site, in fact. Bomb goes down and Naf's lurk pays off right now. Falcons have to make that decision of whether they want to risk their money this late in the round.
Kind of just hope Naf continues to play fly in the ointment here, you know, floating around the extremities, making the idea, the prospect of saving even feels scary in this situation. And that's exactly what he's doing. It's a save back in towards the spawn, so they've gone away from Nafly at least. Putting a bit of distance between themselves and the lurking player for Liquid. They're going to get out with 3 guns in tow. And I mean, the save is super important there, right? We were saying this could have been a breakthrough round for Team Liquid if they get out with a couple more players falling. Suddenly you're broken this late into the half.
Ooh. A nice shot from Nerds. We've had some great moments from Liquid individually, right? We're talking a lot about Monosy, but Ultimate's double kill. Naf out of hut 1 round. Nerds, he's had some multi-kills as well, so some good signs at least.
I mean, you know, make no mistake about it, for Liquid, it's going to have to be a win by committee in a game like this one. They might not have someone who can quite hit the same heights as Monosy. It's a bit just streakier, it's not as safe a bet, and so you just want everyone kind of having these smaller moments where it's not you know, 4 rounds of Monosy double kills back to back to back to back. But you'll take him when you can get him.
Well, B-Trams is back because he's still blowing our mind with stats. Monosy, better rifle than Ultimate. Not a shocking discovery, but very top-heavy here for Falcons. Out on ramp, Nucleons holds for 1.
Kixan's already down here. And he's been down here really since the start of the round. You are not going to expect this. Captain puts his thinking hat on and decides, well, they're just exploiting ramp. They're trying to get in the head of our sub. And so he plays down towards lower, only good for the first. It's Tessez and Nico now left looking onwards in this 2-on-3. Shui's but a shot away from death. It's a Legion ultimate that might give you some pause. Just the numbers. When you look at this retake, see the 2v3, you don't really feel like you have much to gain from going for it. And so they'll write this one off. They haven't gotten away from that reset. It's been looming over them ever since the last round. And even then, only saving on 2 means someone's going to have limitations heading into this final round of the half. Liquid could be on the verge of winning out on the T side here.
Just a really good game out of Liquid, to be honest. Even in the lost rounds, it felt like they were just a Monosy double kill away from winning them, saving them in so many scenarios, but cut down in the vent this round. The dangers of dying on ramp. Seen Nucleons try and play passive, fall back towards B. This time he commits as they come through the smoke. But even 1-for-1 proves not enough. I feel like Kixan needed a double as well. He hit the dink on Shui. He's a joker in the pack. He could have let them pass. Like you said, never to be expected. And so now Liquid, who lost 5 rounds in a row, still gets 6 on the half and may sweeten the deal. Naf's playing Mac 10 when they have all the money in the world.
Yeah, actually, don't really know. Guess just sending him out like a bit of a sacrificial lamb.
He's going out Hartle door and he's going quick. It's good to take space, but...
Well, what I'll say is the other signature gun has been purchased up by Kixan. His isn't for flair, however, it's really just due to the money for the Falcons.
They can work in this position.
Top hut on an A rush with the auto shotgun. This is a round made for Kixan. How do you even get past this? Kixan has shut down the A play. Meant to have bought this because it was cheap and cheerful. And he is cheerful, all right, all the way into this second half now. He saved it for the Falcons. 3 off the auto shotgun.
A rifle would not have done that. And Shui is just left to wait, left to wonder, left to face the inevitable. And that is a 6-round half here from the Falcons coming in right at the end. No one offering a way back in. He pokes, he prods, and Falcons wait.
Kixan really hungry to show off what that auto shot he was capable of. He floated around for kill number 4, but it isn't given to him. Instead, it belongs to Monosy. Little smirk on the face of Kixan there as the auto shot he salvages that half for the Falcons.
So tell me about the buff rules again.
What do you want to know?
So countering is illegal, right?
It's legal, but it's 100% legal. We cannot just rock up to the booth and start chugging on the branded can. They want you to wrap the can up so nobody can see what the brand it is.
And that's just in booths or stage 2?
Okay, so it breaks down like this. It's legal to drink it, it's legal to bring it with you, but you can't show it when you're out on the break. But it doesn't matter, because for them, it's illegal to stop you. And that's the right that referees and player managements don't have.
Okay, next time I'm bringing some with me.
But you know what's the funny thing competing around the world?
What?
It's just small differences. They got all the same shit over there that we got at home.
Example?
Okay, like look at the last 2 BLAST majors. In an A you can join any fucking server and it will be filled with crazy people. And also the craziest comps I've ever seen. And in Paris, do you know how they call it fucking Deagle?
So you don't call it Deagle?
They got different callouts, man. They don't know what the fuck a Deagle is.
Then what do they call it?
They call it Leon Coup.
Leon Coup? What is it called? A force buy?
A force buy is still a force buy, but they call it le force.
Le force. What does it call? Full save.
I don't know, man. I didn't do any crowns.
Bounty back on LAN, and Liquid are looking for the upset, stealing 6 rounds away from the Falcons here on Nuke in that first half on the T side, no less. It's a wounded Falcons, a missing coach, and a stand-in sub. We're going to have to see if they're up for the task of taking this series. Heavy favorite nonetheless. Team Falcons switch to the T side.
Yeah, and you know, for fans of the Falcons right now, you're liking what Monosy is bringing to the table. Are you going to like it in this fast A play? That's the question. Double dual Berettas, that's what you're running into. And they both get away with some success. Elige still putting them to work. And only a couple of shots left, but it's all thrown onto Kixan. There's more dual Berettas where that came from.
3 pairs, Harry.
It's the triplies pulled out. For the side of Team Liquid, that's what locks in another pistol round. That's now both of them here on Nuke.
I don't think I've ever seen 3 pairs of dual Berettas. You usually have 1 player drop over 2, buy a flash, take the L. That's triple Julies for Team Liquid, and it's enough. Just enough bullets to finish the job on this top side. Elige, the star of the show, no doubt about that. Always has been the case. Taking the cake here coming into this second half.
It's an interesting stat. Honestly, certainly feeling like the win condition right now for the Falcons, and it's nice to know the numbers back that up.
Oh, this is still really weird. We're controlled towards double door Liquid, gotta be careful. Retaking through this position, not easy. Crossfire's available from Monosy and the door players. Shui has util to isolate. Perhaps he'll have to use it just to get back control of the stairs.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of almost have to try and grind the Falcons down by getting them to peek.
Or just save your guns. And that's a crazy towel to throw in here for Liquid. Off the back of 1 death, they give up the round.
Oh, it's not even guaranteed that Nerd survives, narrowly getting away, but you can see the Falcons are more than happy to try and give chase there. Smoke will give them pause and stop the hunt. Well, nearly stop it. Monosy still here.
Whoa. Bomb at least. Helps out Nerds. I like the escape for Falcons. They already know they've found a huge victory by winning the force buy round. Now they can just buy up AKs over the saved armor, and they're winning. They're laughing all the way to the bank here. Ramp empty at the dawn of the round, and Liquid pay the price. It costs them full economic control. They have 1 more try at things before they're put down to a very minimal loss bonus. Lost some nades, perhaps.
Looking like we're going to get a topside exec And I'm kind of liking the sequencing of rounds from Kixan. Right? Wins the force on the back of just a ramp hit when Liquid had actually poised for this A round that now they're getting given here. Util comes out. If you're able to win this one, Falcons really do set a worrying precedent to open up on this T side. Nerds not gonna let them have it for free. Goes down fighting. Is Monosy ready for the wrap? Of course he's not. Elige in behind enemy lines, and Nerds with a stellar hold. That little tag team right there just denied the Falcons their upper hit.
Seen some really rough games from Nerds in the Liquid jersey, but looking good right now with another crazy multi-kill. He started the game strong. He starts his second half just as much. Triple kill, turning around, back and forth, still recovers his spray. Onto a Nico who took full damage. Little issues here for the Falcons. I mean, that was 3 players throwing Util on the roof, so really limited on their entry power. So around they'll live to forget. Falcons just have this 1 AK on Monosy. Lee just going to test it.
Just a really nice little kind of bait sequence, right? To get Elige a chance at an opening. He's able to deliver it. Nucleon's dead.
So funny though, when they threw the molly, immediately Falcons looked at the molly. They knew what was coming. Nico behind with a deagle. He might just go for the knife, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, well, he's got some bad memories, so just gonna opt for the safe option.
Learning from his mistakes, perhaps. But Heaven still punishing. Shui comes in from above. He's AK denied.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, right. Thinks he has a good window, a good timing there. Just a millisecond off. 2 from Kixan on this deagle. Low health on Shui as well. Hold on a second. We were watching the wrong deag the whole time. What's the captain got for us?
He's got 20 seconds. That's what he's got. Need to scale quick. No one's in the Heaven, though. He's got the control for free. Shui's in such a great position. Surely you don't have time to clear this. You just have to go for the plant. At that point, feels like Liquid can't lose this.
Hear him dropping in. And Shui plays it safe, plays to deny. Nice one there for Shui, right? Just kind of winning that one with out-positioning your opponent. Never even get worried. Never even put Kixan in a position to succeed. No, he didn't have time to go anywhere else. And so just wait for him to play right into your hands.
Nico's not the guy I think of when I think of a player knifing someone.
No.
But yeah, the deagle. It's just the better option. He had the timing. Full eco though for Falcons. 1 deagle in the round on Nico with a bit of Kevlar. He's going to make it work. Finding Elige outside. Careful now. Liquid, not a round you can afford to lose with how close this game has been. Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Don't go losing a Glocks now, Liquid. Pressure's on in a round that's meant to come for free.
Don't need to be scared. It is a Glock. Can't get Elige's gun. Shui's making sure of that. Nerds outside as well. Full reset lobby.
I was a little doubtful on the deag purchase from Nico. I almost figured he was going to keep some cash aside to try and bring out an AWP fast as possible, what with the game Monosy's been having. But if that deag can be the catalyst to making this a very expensive, interesting round at minimum, and maybe even sweeten the deal, then it's all worth it. Ultimate pushed up into the lobby, still rocking this MP7, dead after 1 as another Glock kill comes in.
How are they in the advantage? Nerds' rotation is nice, but there's still trade potential. Glocks or not, Falcons are making this round happen. Kixan going in first. Monosy to trade. He needs it, and Nerds just keeps spraying. Nico, no time to dilly-dally. Deagle doesn't connect, and Nerds saves it. Whew. That is a stressful round for Team Liquid. But a round nonetheless. 10-7. Falcons call the timeout.
Want a silo?
Relatable.
It's, yeah, that's a very real moment from Elige.
They just know he's sitting there quaking as his team get 3v5. I mean, this game always felt
Sometimes those rounds getting close can leave like a weird feeling in the air because, you know, you saw everyone kind of reacting at the end of it. They all knew that was actually a crazy winnable spot. But also, it's not a round you were ever even meant to get to that position in. It's a weird one to try and quantify. Let's see if Falcons can hit just as hard with the rifles. Because I tell you what, the success in that last round really doesn't matter a hell of a lot if this one falls flat on its face.
I like that you mentioned Nico and his money and the prospect of bringing Monosy and AWP, because Monosy's one of those players where we'll see games that he'll never get to play it on the T side. They'll just never save for it. So Monosy, on the rifle, at least delivers a kill onto the AWPer. He's earned his AWP. Monosy and Nico finding a kill apiece. Feels like that first half all over again. 2 opening frags for Falcons. Liquid, no information. Those smokes are still up. Monosy late outside. They reset lobby. As long as Liquid stay active in this position, they'll be able to clear yard. But right now, it's taking all 3 players to do so. Falcons have an empty A site. Faking it out a little bit, going ramp instead. Monosy double, you'd like to think it's enough.
It's also just so much info, right? Like, not only got a kill from a player pushing out into the yard, but gets the info as to where Nertz is as well. Now you know where 2/3 of what were the remaining players are standing for Liquid. And you don't imagine that Naf was sent on a solo venture in the downtime, so you feel a lot safer moving into this B site now.
Yeah, it was very sloth-like for Naf, but I would have loved some movement from him there. Just to go re-clear ramp or to check the A site. He just sat held the entire round and no one ever crossed. Little did he know 4 Falcons players walked down ramp. No noise made, no need to. They win the round off of position and position alone.
Promising start to the T-side campaign. I mean, you know, that round comes for free. It kind of just falls right into the Falcons' lap. Starts with the double out in the yard, and then they just kind of sit around and wait to sweeten the deal, knowing that the pressure is on Liquid in a 3v5.
Ooh, didn't see how that's how Nico got the entry. Leech being bested outside back-to-back rounds to start off.
Even that's a little awkward, right? I think sometimes it's easy to feel a little tunnel visioned, right? Want to try and best Nico in that position, feel like you can wrestle back control, but Nico's feeling red hot outside in the yard. You've seen some frustration for Elige from that head-to-head. I mean, additionally, you kind of get equally as nervous if Elige starts to play too scared, gives too much respect, too much room out in the yard. I like this as a change, right? Crossing into the back of Garage gives him the ability to watch for the main cross. Anyone trying to wrap in, this should be a safe duel for Elige.
Of course, kicks and makes the perfect call right now. Their team are walking down secret, so no information for Liquid as Falcons make a bit of a fuss on that top site. Nertz is lower, but he's looking like he might rotate back up the vent. Oh, Elige dead, trying to escape outside. And again, they don't know the object of Falcons' desires. They could walk into B. In fact, they should. Nobody's home.
Seeing either side of the smoke, Tess says maybe he leaves the round with 1, and that would be enough to just shore it up for Falcons. Getting 2,
Ooh.
Definitely not. Nertz there to play trade.
Good trade, but again, it might not be a round deciding kill as Falcons are planting on B. They've really, 2 great calls back to back. 1 in the mid round, 1 out of spawn. Lots of util on the top side, and Falcons just walk the empty walk down B.
That's the thing that's just starting to feel a little awkward, is that's, you know, Elijah's third opening death in a row out in the yard.
Yeah, this one he tried to play passive, right? It was just getting pulled out of position that got him killed. But I even think, even if Elige gets out there, it's the kind of round Liquid would save in. 4v4, no info lower, no control, can't go vent, have to go ramp. It's not a fun position. Falcons are putting themselves in all the right ones here. Around behind Liquid now. We talked about this upset potential, the best pick there was in the top 4. It would arguably be the second worst pick, if not for the stand-in. Liquid, they've swung for this opportunity. Are they going to make anything of it in this CT side? It has been a couple of well-called rounds for Falcons, but not too late for Liquid.
I'm just worried that these Elige deaths out in the yard could be like the first crack to show in Team Liquid on this CT side. Because so quickly your options feel like they're shrinking down here. Right now you're getting worried. You're thinking, okay, we're giving away a lot of picks. We're giving away a lot of chances to compete for these rounds out in the yard. And I feel like it's going to trigger one of two decisions. You're either going to get like a full-on scenery change for Elige. Maybe he goes back to that early cross in towards lower, plays up through secret. I feel like Falcons could try and be one step ahead of that. Maybe he plays it super passive, right out towards CT, just kind of spotting for info. Either way, you haven't really had a grasp on this yard control, and it's created a huge chasm in the map. You will get one of these moves I'm talking about, right? It's Naf starting off down towards B, but what's that meant for Liquid? Ramp room is open, and that's where Falcons have headed. They now get this real estate for free, and you're left playing to contain. Naf also can't commit fully to the clear down on secret, so you've traded out this position, but you've ended up with very little to show for it. You do have a man down at lower already, which is nice. It's something that Liquid have been lacking, I guess, in these BXEC rounds. But you're really hoping for something to connect, and that is a really ugly miss for Ultimate.
Yeah, it was getting traded no matter what, but to not even take a player with you puts Liquid into hot water. Getting boiled. Down in the B side, Sit, Nert, and Naf, the 2 AKs in the right position. Smoke is a problem. Might be able to walk through it, but they're going to try and fight together with the break. Bomb crossing on the rafters. Naf drops it. They just spray through the smoke as it fades. 3 on 2. Pistol, no more. And Elige asked to save, begged to save, but no round here for Liquid. Falcons match with 10-10. Another Monosy double. Save under question. But Nico looking like he wants to come through. Terrorists win. Leech will get away with it. And Ultimate gets another chance, but there won't be many more left in this map as Falcons are pulling it back.
Making in the save when Elige got the kill with the AWP. Not a symbol we're too used to seeing. Not a gun that you often see Elige wield. It's far from a comfortable save even. It's his 22nd AWP kill in the last year of play. Gets it, trying to return that AWP to Ultimate for this round. And really, he's got to show up with it because time is running out for Team Liquid here on their map pick. Falcons tying up this game, and if they win this next one, money is broken for the Liquid squad. What started as a real commendable effort might all end with a whimper.
Yeah, and it's been early half where Liquid have done their best work, right? 3-0 off the T side and then 4-1 off the CT side after winning back against the Falcons force.
Talked about these early Elige deaths as the potential kind of first cracks in Liquid, and you're already seeing those cracks forming, right? As they take from other areas of the map to try and bolster the yard. You would really love it if one of these other positions could withstand a test from the Falcons, but another ugly whiff from Ultimate. Luckily enough, Naf and Elige there to play trade. They keep this in the advantage of Team Liquid.
Yeah, it's just been a ramp abuse game from both teams, really, and there's some punish here for Falcons, but Liquid maintain advantage. Back behind the CT vent. If Chewy peeks, he's going to nail this timing. Catches Kixon with the bomb. Nucleon's a long way away, coming back through main. And a Liege up in the rafters, able to swing on his captain's contact. You feel like Liquid have this one in a box.
Just have to anticipate the next swing so well, and he goes to the right place. But the fact that that kill even takes the extra second makes a huge difference for Nucleons in the 1v3. Liquid breathe a little easier, but only for a moment there, able to maintain this lead over the Falcons.
Stop giving ultimate orbs, please. Make him rifle on ramp right now, because he has missed two very ugly, very committed positions. And his rifling looked good in that first half. Monosy wields his ultimate, tries again. New position. Even the nade from his team to reveal. Nothing spotted inside of the door. Ultimate wants to keep throwing himself into the conversation, but timing missed.
If the break on that smoke is a little better, here's Tessez right there out towards the door.
Tessez is in hot pursuit. He heard that rotate down. Does he want to prioritize holding vent? Nurtis right now moving up secret. No one's watching. He's funneled back into his own death.
A really, really nice way to try and use that pressure.
What do you do now?
Tessa's got the info and now has gone on. Look at how much space he's taken and look at how much of a ruckus this has caused for Liquid.
The bomb is still red. Liquid are trying to save
down on
right
this,
now.
yeah.
What is going on? Bomb coming back through main. Shui spotted down the vent. He's going to get naded into the fight. We'll lose it to Nucleons. Meanwhile, Liquid are retaking the wrong site. Falcons are walking in through A main with the bomb. Liquid don't even know this. They're going to find out when it's too late.
Just been out-positioned, right? You're a little twitchy, you're a little nervous, you don't have info down towards lower, and Tessez just takes that in his stride. It's an experienced move for Tessez, but a kill clawed back. Suddenly some intrigue. Monosy hasn't been in the business of missing in this matchup. An ultimate dropped out of the round. That one will sail past Elige, giving him a second chance, a chance to close the distance here. It's the reposition from Nico, meant to be the safety net, the insurance policy on this round. Crossing out into the hut, he now plays this crossfire with Monosy. And there's no road left to run for Elige. He's got to get out of there. They'll come hunting and they'll remove that gun at 11 all. Money now broken for Liquid. And they arrive at the worst case scenario. They've got no cash heading into round 23. The prospect of Falcons leaping over them right at the finish line.
I'm shocked Elige doesn't try and make something happen there. To think he's actually going to get out with the save. Falcons will not let that happen with Liquid's money where it is. He has smoke kit. He can just throw it on the bomb right there. Tries to get out instead. Completely denied by another double from Monosy. And Liquid have nothing left. A boosted rifle. Monosy finds that headshot. Run that back. Unbelievable kill. You said he's not missing. Well, how about that?
Those gimmicks, that boost, that's supposed to just guarantee you an opening, guarantee you a chance in this round. And Monosy tore it all away. And I mean, he showed up on a bit of a mission in this matchup. I think he wants a great start to 2026. From the very first fights, we're talking round 1, round 2 of the game. Monosy looked to be hyper involved, always keen, always down to fight, and he's just carried that energy forward through every one of these rounds.
Also, I think Kixon's called a really strong T-side here. The way that Falcons are walking around in these mid-rounds, they seem to be avoiding Liquid perfectly. And even when they run into those stacks, the bomb's not committed. It's able to reroute. And right now, another example of that. Falcons in the silence walk into an empty bomb site. Liquid burned at B before, gamble stack lower. And Falcons, they've won the round, however you slice it. Map point of Liquid's pick taken.
I think one of the big strengths of this T side is just that Kixan's been very, very sure of himself, that he so often has the read on the response from Liquid. And it has at times felt kind of pre-programmed in that sense. You know, as soon as they fall behind, they're lacking the manpower, they do just group and go for these clears. And so often for Falcons, the real challenge is in getting that opening kill. Once they get there, they're able to just sit pretty, and the round kind of comes to them. It's in those lulls in the actions that they secure the round. Even here, though, just the decision, right? Expecting a grouping, expecting a bit of a walk, and thinking as a result there'll be gaps everywhere. A jaunt out into the top site. Kixan has been stubborn in his reads and often been right in the...
I feel like you don't need more opportunity there.
They just haven't really been worried about gambles, about stacks, right? About kind of getting out-read or out-called by Shui on the other side. It's been a very commanding game, leveled from Kixan. And I mean, with Monosy playing as good as he is, it's ticking all the boxes right now for the Falcons.
Yeah, Monosy's 24 kills. The next best, who do you think? Nucleon's 13. And he's not been, you know, a game-defining player. He had a couple of nice doubles himself, but really has just been getting one for one. He's not really been too integral a fragger, but he's also not been a problem for Falcons. And that's all we can ask of him today in this debut LAN game. Just don't lose your team the match, and it doesn't feel like he is. There
are some teams where like a standing can show up and you actually look at them and you go, yeah, you know, they could put in a solid shift and actually come out of this looking great. I think when you're in the Falcons team of all squads, maybe, you know, if you were subbing in for like Zontix on Spirit,
yeah,
you know, there's a couple of teams where you're not really expected to like be the guy, and Falcons is one of them.
But I mean, Kixan said in the interview with HLTV, this guy's very aggressive. He's going to be going in first. He's going to be, you know, a bit of a tip of the spear here. But he's actually been pretty reserved in a good way, not offering up entry kills away to Liquid. Not getting untraded. I say that, Elite spams him through the smoke, but there's only so much you can control. Elite gets out with that 5v4 in a round Liquid need to drag us to overtime.
Yeah, it's a huge step in the right direction of extended play, giving yourselves a chance here on Nuke, but the job is just so far from done. Tesses will demonstrate that with a kill out towards ramp, keeping the pressure on Liquid. Nothing feels safe, nothing feels certain in this game for the Liquid squad.
Yeah, Liquid is so scared of ramp. Another triple ramp setup. It's a lot of resources. Falcons know it. They're going to walk back to A. It's Naf who makes a unlikely move to re-aggress ramp, which is going to give Liquid a chance.
Good catch for Shui. That's the bomb tumbling away. Crazy move out of Kixan. Monosy cut down back in the lobby, and overtime beckons. An opener from Elige, finally taking a winning fight out in the yard, and then Liquid, withstanding that ramp hit, puts them back onto a track for victory. They get to run this one back in extra time.
Naf is the last guy you'd expect to re-aggress there, but it's the perfect player to do so. Falcons just turn their back on ramp, and Liquid enforce that top side with a stack.
I mean, you say that, but actually for me, one of the things that's kind of stood out about Naf is in these moments where a game needs someone to be a bit of a space taker when, you know, others have been burned by it a little bit. I feel like Naf is actually really, really good. He won't do it a lot. He does pick and choose his moments. But I think at that point where Naf was really struggling, he hit those like career lows, had a string of bad events. You actually saw like a very cagey, very boxed in Nafly, one that would never come through with those type of moves. It's nice whenever he kind of puts that degree of veterancy to use and explores those gaps, because he is an extremities player. He is out there on his own. And he's a big reason as to why they win that round. Here's a play out in towards the A site. Nerds, good for one, good for two. Naf moving in through the heavens is in hot water, but still making it work. Can Nerds round it out with a hat trick? Locked in this 1v1 versus Nucleons. There's been clutches that we've seen the stand-in for Falcons thrust into that have felt unwinnable from the get-go. This one is not one of those clutches. This would be a huge step in the right directions and just a huge notch on the belt for the Falcons stand-in. What's he got?
Every advantage. Nerds with no nades, no kit, on the clock, playing silent. 2 shots for Nucleons will win this round. Will he be twitchy? Nerds patient, walking down towards the single door. Crosshair in the right place. Nerds just pre-fires, he gives it away. Easy layup for Nucleons, takes the dink, but walks away with the round. The stand-in puts on the first of overtime here for Falcons.
Not really much more you could ask for him in this matchup, right? That's now a 1v1 clutch secured by Nucleons in that head-to-head. And, you know, it's versus Nerds, an experienced piece, an experienced player, star of multiple teams. And you're able to best him in that head-to-head.
Nerds, who gave away his position. Nucleons was checking other things, right? Now that we see Nerds got the dink off, what that could have been for Liquid. Ultima, it's just not been there, has it? The AWP, a constant source of missed shots here for Liquid. Same as last round. They even crossed past him before he realized here he's lucky to still be alive. Now he said on the desk that he needs to step up, and that remains to be true here in overtime. Still a chance to rewrite this map for Liquid, but time is dwindling. Cross outside, Nucleons makes it down.
Ali's already down here. Will this go unchecked? Nucleons was softened up on the yard cross, so fight's a little easier for Alige. The M4 and the AK on a level playing field in this head-to-head.
I like the way he's peeking this as well. He's really just trying to get the first peek off. No one really plays his position too commonly, so it's not going to be a natural check here for the rookie.
Especially not, you know, when you're the fresh-faced player standing in. Might have a million other things racing through your head that lead you to overlook this check, overlook this corner. And I mean, the timing couldn't get worse for him. He just jiggled on this position for a solid 30, 40 seconds, and right as he's left it, in slips Alige. Nerds is going to fall in at the top site. Round is far from safe for Team Liquid with ultimate blind. It's going to fall down to this. Ooh. Naf wrestling 2 back on that heaven push, and another 1v1 clutch to try and decide, will Falcons take a string of rounds to open up OT? It's Kixan left up in this clutch. Their captain, he's called a good game thus far. How's his clutching? There's the swing, and he nails it. Alige cut down. It's a huge 3K from Kixan.
Yeah, beautiful work there again. Liquid, what are they shooting too soon, man? Alige scales into the site. I guess he's shooting his feet under between the boxes in the middle of the site. Liquid just keep giving it away in these 1v1s, and Falcons are grabbing it from them. Really, really ugly clutches back to back for Liquid. And Falcons starting to run away now. 2 T-side rounds. Their job is done. Can they sweeten the deal? Team Liquid, it might just be a game of what if.
Yeah, and a number of them, right? It's been 1v1s to decide most of this all of this overtime so far. You've also just got this question of what if any of these shots had connected for Ultimate. He's had the AWP a staggering amount in this second half. You can't even make the excuse, you know, that he's had to lean on other guns, that he hasn't had his weapon of choice. They've been very generous with making sure Ultimate gets his hands on his gun.
Wow. Could it be 5-1? Liquid trying to hang on to this game right now. They need something on this CT side. Falcons min-maxing, going back to spawn for more utility. Ready to ramp pop. Harry, I hate to say it, Ultimate called upon yet again. 3 players walking out ramp into this AWP. He has not hit a shot in some time.
Well, this is a round where a miss costs you everything. Even a 1-for-1 may not be enough, so it's got to be a clean slate for Ultimate. Gets out of there after the first. He's done a great job in this ramp take. Dealt with Monosy, top performer dead, and lives to tell the tale. A 5v3 for Liquid.
Nucleons died in garage, very aggressive outside, so Liquid have a lot of room right now. Naf in an audacious position, looking to take one more with him, using this railing to his advantage, but Nico nails a headshot. 2 in the door. Kixan, you're going to get caught off guard, that's for sure. 30 seconds. He makes it. He just about makes it, but I think Nerd's got a bit of info there. 20 seconds as Falcons are forced into B. Liquid should know this.
Down into the ultimate AWP we go.
Okay.
Able to follow up with a second, and there just isn't time for Tesses. So Team Liquid, they'll collect their one round. A big question mark on this half, right? 1v1s deciding it. Falcons taking the advantage, heading now into that second half of OT.
Well, look at the difference of actually being able to hold on to ramp here for Liquid. In the previous rounds, it's been up to 3 players fighting in that position. Elite has been so hot to rotate to join Ultimate and Nav on ramp. This time, just the solo AWP is able to keep Liquid on the game.
You just hope that that's a bit of a confidence round for Ultimate, because up until this point in the game, he had had as many kills on MP7 as he had the AWP, which is not good given he had the MP7 once in the game.
Oh, that's a horrible bit of information.
That was up until this round. Now he is outdoing his MP7 performance on the AWP, a sentence that you never want to say about your main AWPer.
Dude, the follow recoil, Harry.
It's growing on you, right? It's growing on everyone.
Well, just keep watching Nav.
Nice! Good job, guys.
Liquid trying to believe. Tech coming out here.
I swear, it's always Monosy. Don't know if he's doing something to the cables. Don't know what's up, but it's always Monosy with these.
Whatever he wants, he can get it right now. He's 24 kills deep into the game.
Someone is checking his PC right now.
Well, we are back live into the second half of overtime. It's Liquid's map pick. The first LAN matches of the year.
Monosy just makes it look so easy. The comparison's been night and day in that regard. But a bit more ultimate rifling now that it's gone to the T side here. That's a tag down range for 31.
Through the box in the leg. Nav's got to make something happen. No one's in a position to punish right now. Maybe he could find Tessa's backside. But Kixon's ready to swing off of contact, so things have to go right here for Liquid. There's the molly. Kixon able to get out. Nav delays the peak.
I do like that.
Punish.
That's a really nice idea from Naf, because you saw Kixan instantly suspicious, right? That's kind of an info molly forcing a reposition, that he was going to get swung from the T-vent. He pre-fired it, pre-aimed it as soon as he was flushed out of cover. That's why the delay from Naf hit that much harder. He just kind of written the angle off, but only a one and done for Naf.
Yeah, 2v4, no easy route back in. The gap is vent right now for Liquid if they want to risk it. It's really the only way I can see them winning this round. Just insta-drop vent and try and get that plant in.
Yeah, one of you till to do it. You just got to hope you can find a gap here and get past the Nucleon's hold from heaven. A tag down range to soften up ultimate first man in, and there it is. Falcons, nearly a clean sweep there as soon as they get to the CT half. They've now got 2 chances to close on Team Liquid's map pick.
Yes, indeed, Harry. And Tessa's double as well. He's been pretty quiet on this A side, got punished in a lot of those lower buy hits from Liquid when they were getting into post plants in the first half. Long time ago, though, Tessa's from bottom of the server. And so 2 chances, as you say. As Liquid try and stay above water. Fighting the waves. And a game that might again just be the what if, because great rounds out of Elite and Nerds.
How's that the shot that ultimate hits?
Of course, you'll take it. Whatever he can give you at this point. Liquid don't want to waste this opportunity. 5v4. Nobody home. That says, will he drop in? No.
I mean, there's a poison-tipped needle in this haystack that you just don't want to find, right? And that's the Monosy orb. You're playing to avoid, and they've picked the right site. They're going to go in at Tessez. Oh, God, maybe there's more problems brewing here as Tessez's double keeps the round very much alive. Nucleon's throwing a flash to try and tee him up out through heaven.
There's more needles than hay.
Double flash, in comes Tessez. Good catch for Elige. And that should be the safety net needed. Nucleon still maintaining a bit of pressure here. Monosy floating around. You've got rounds to play with. And so at this point, why not? Falcons wait on the extremities. That smoke now fades and Monosy plays it forward, but time's getting real low. There's the swing out from Nucleons, and there's the punish. Liquid bring it down to a one-round game again.
It's really nice to see Liquid in that position, not make any crazy moves. No one re-swings, no one goes for info. They had the advantage. The only way you lose is by giving Monosy the kill, maybe swinging out door. He finds the frag, then his teammate activates. That's the only way you lose. And so Liquid lock into a post plant and do manage to close it out despite a double from topside. Whew. Sharp shot, Shui. And one more round of this overtime to decide.
Let's go, guys.
Liquid, so much focus on yard in regulation, so many smoke walls, so many crossing players a secret. No one in this round.
Oh, fast in and fast out for Team Liquid unless Ultimate and Nerds can combine for something. Might all be for naught here. You're left in a 2v4 advantage for the Falcons. Bomb dropped out towards A. Nerds is trying to wrap around the world, and he committed to this very, very quickly, almost off the rip as soon as they lost those first few players. You can see the Falcons, this is the freedom that being in such a position gives you. They've got Nucleons just subscribed to watching this exact move, this exact reposition. Nerds is now known about on the backstab, and there's no reason to hang around and fight this. It's the safest possible play from Nucleons.
Very smart.
Again with a reposition for Nerds. You've lost the element of surprise, so he tries to gain it elsewhere, but there's eyes on this position as well. He's got to fight for every inch of ground he's looking for in this round.
Door smoke just came in, so Ultimate, it's constricted to HUD. It's very obvious right now where Liquid are coming from, so Falcons, all eyes trained forward. A rush in the final round of this overtime looks like it's left Liquid hung out to dry.
Oh, awkward timing there for Monosy and a good catch for Nerds. Monosy gonna get back on the line. That shot sails past, in comes the cover. Nucleons bails out Monosy, and then Monosy bails out the Falcons. They lock in Team Liquid's pick of Nuke and break that streak of success in overtime that Liquid were on. They're looking for a 2-0 finish, and it's Dust 2, some home ground and an easy map to slot in a stand-in.
The success of the Falcons feeling inevitable after taking Liquid's map pick, especially in overtime. Some really ugly rounds from the Ultimate AWP and good signs across the board from the Falcons. Nothing to really complain about, right, from this stand-in edition for this tournament, and kicks them with some nice calls as well. So ultimately, feeling good for the Falcons to keep that bounty on their head and keep running through in this quarterfinal. It was Liquid's pick, it was their choice. Will they come to regret it?
Oh, Nerds is throwing them a curveball.
Good block.
Ran up through mid to block that smoke at the Xbox, but it might not matter with Ultimate dead out towards long. Gap has still been created here for the Falcons. Are they ready for Elige tucked in at the car? Flash to set him up for the first. Now they know they haven't boxed in, but it's on Elige's say-so that he gets to fight, and Nico gets his head ripped off. Hell of a hold from these two players in at the car. You've got the second man in there, Nerds riding shotgun. Leaves it all on Nucleons.
He could have wallbanged out a Liege after the goose, but not meant to be. Nerds finds 3 headshots here in this pistol, and a Liege still gets 2 from the car. Really good opening move. The block that gave him the first frag of the round. Liquid still here to show us something on this second map. It's been a map we've not seen them play to great success recently, right? Back at the major, they got banged out against Paravision.
I say this though, that is Paravision. And I know it's old Paravision minus Way, but I still think even at that point, you know, this was head and shoulders their best map, and I'd say right now they're one of the best Dust2 teams in the world.
Just not really seen Liquid have great success against the best teams in the world on this map. The Spirits of Vitalities and Falcons in that conversation as well. So it needs to be the best game on Dust2 for Liquid in some time.
At least here, if you were like carrying any expectations heading into map 1 for Liquid, those are kind of largely off looking at Dust2. Sometimes that can mentally free you up a little bit. You know, it's like if you don't kind of show up now, you've shown nothing. So screw it. Play your heart out, make some aggressive moves. Everyone's already started writing you off, so
Sure.
may as well get a little silly, play a little chaotic here to open things up.
Let's see what, you know, the off-season had in store for Liquid. Maybe they've got some new ideas on a map that they ended on a sour note. Monosy is spotting this nerdy angle. And Nerds running top mid punish. It's not every day you're ready for that position to work. It's the perfect read from Monosy. The 5v4 for Falcons. Even taking lower, Falcons delay their push after the flash, avoiding the nade. Bomb is still in T-spawn. So many options available to the Falcons with this 5-on-4. It's Liquid who go looking for answers. Clear at the long side. That's heard.
Yeah, Falcons were already waiting, right? This was one of kind of their go-tos whenever they seize these man advantages. Just sit back and wait for the Liquid aggression.
I'm shocked that Shui's calling the bluff and just going. They've both heard each other make moves at top middle, and he just goes all the way through.
No one's even looking, no one's even considering it, so a free catch onto Tessez. Would have loved something out of a Liege in that mid-hold, but it's just a bit of damage put down range, and now you've got the defense split 1-1. They're heading out towards Nafly. Out alone on this bomb site. 3 players rolled out in front of him. This has to be huge from Naf, and that's not bad. 2 on the smoke, but with ultimate rotating in, dead to Monosy over in middle.
Oh no, Monosy's finding triple kills? That's not fair. He found doubles all last map. Can't be letting this guy improve coming into Dust2. Really good try for Naf, but too many players dropping the ball. Elige with an unlikely miss. The flank for Shui, arguably overcommitted. And Falcons enter the game earlier than they did on Nuke. Round number 3 comes up. Liquid's money down to dust. 1 buy in this. Oh, Nucleons. Fearless.
There's a lot of solo players all across the map here for Liquid. That's the burden of going a man down so early. Good move here to bring Ultimate around to try and help out over a long. He's going to catch 1 on that push, but 2-for-1 trade there for the long control. Not exactly screaming great value for Liquid in what was already a rough position. Naf's been holding his own over here towards B. Another admirable effort on the B hold, but that was just the lurker. The real focus is this A play, and with Monosy catching Nerds by surprise, this should just be a done deal. They know that Naf is so far from home. And so a second round beckons for the Falcons. Monosy might even complete the hunt here. Very, very close to Nafly. Should just deliver one right to the back of the head. It's a punishing hunt in at the close.
Frustrating round for Elige. Falcons play the long take late perfectly. Corner smoke means Ultimate can't peek off of Elige's contact, and then because they flash over the smoke for a car player, Elige must turn, and it's that turn that gets him killed. Nice clear for Falcons. Everything about that comes up perfectly. And no save here for Liquid means Falcons destined to take the lead. They know it as well. Mac-10 coming in on this round.
Something else that I've just kind of been enjoying, it's felt refreshing, is, you know, Falcons not ever leaning too deeply, and you know, this is likely as a result of the stand-in situation, right? Not leaning too deeply on the individual talent. Everything's felt very regimented, very under control. They've shown appropriate respect to these situations, and they've been playing well as a team. Just nice to see it, right? Yeah. That long take there, you kind of highlighted why it works so well for them. Just a perfect example of kind of not getting ahead of yourselves, not thinking the individuals are going to be there and enough to bail yourself out. It's just been a very clean and concise game from the Falcons squad thus far.
Just such an easier map to slot in this stand-in as well, because while it's one thing seeing this opening quarterfinal and the round of it, all four heavy favorite teams feeling fairly safe for them, but the question for Falcons is still, can we win the event with a stand-in? And so getting these couple of warm-up maps, getting some experience for Nucleons on a comfortable map like Dust 2, it's going to make all the difference here when it goes into a semi-final and even a grand final that Falcons will be rooting for. It's here to make the money. Ooh. And nice and clean here.
I mean, you know, I think it takes a very specific type of captain to find success with a stand-in. And when I say success, I don't mean, you know, winning a series, winning a map, making a more commendable run. I'm talking, you know, get to the point where you could lift the trophy, get to the point where you are lifting a trophy. That's why really only one name springs to mind, and that's Carrigan, right? Yep. I think you have to be very, very good at explaining complex situations in a concise way that's easy to understand. You have to be able to kind of ride with the rhythm of the game a little bit because your protocols aren't going to be as good or as proper.
But I also think this is an even different situation to most of those, because it's one thing to bring in a stand-in, someone like a JKS who's got experience, right? Versus bringing in a rookie stand-in who's never even played LAN, let alone tier 1 opposition in front of a crowd. So it's kind of a double job here for the Falcons and here for Kixon to bring in this young player for this event. And I mean, maybe some...
And having to do it coachless, I think, adds even more peril.
Okay. It's stacking up now. I mean, you know, there was some kind of implication from Kixon in one of these interviews talking about how there's a lot of Schengen events this year, can't get Kyosuke for all of them. Now, it's one thing of not getting him for the first event of the season. That makes sense. Especially one where the team didn't know they're going to land until they won their matches. But is this going to be something that plagues Falcons all season long? We don't know yet. So, hey, this could be a longer-term project. You never know what the future has in store. All I know is it's a meant to be.
I mean, even to that point, right? The idea being out there that, yeah, you're dead on. This might not be the only time we see a stand-in having to be fielded. You feel like that puts a bit of a reason for Nucleons to want to leave a lasting impression that he can hang at the top level. Because you want to be first on the call sheet if they end up looking for another stand-in.
No one's in the sight. Ultimate gets hunted down, and they take A with ease. 20-second hit and a perfect flash to disrupt the AWP again. It's not going to get easier here on Dust 2.
Not by a long shot. One thing that's nice here was that Shui went kind of unaccounted for in the speed at which he's coming in on the long flank. Not even needed in the end as Nerds will overrun, and Naf, good for his, leaves it all on Tessez, but he's done big damage, forced wide, Tessez collects, makes it look so easy on that swing. And a big 1v3 as more clutches come up for the Falcons. They've won every one of them in the series thus far. Whenever it's come down to a clutch, it's come up for the Falcons.
Yeah, now coming up for Tessis as well. He was the bottom performer. He was the weak point back on Nuke on that top side, CT side, but put him in this clutch, and it all happened so quickly. Liquid don't know they've lost it till it's too late. Frustration, Russian lower. Nucleon's blown out of the water, and Kixon does bound out, giving cover from Nico. There's an AK pickup here for Liquid, but they are not out of the woods yet. Still committed to tunnels, still hunted down by a Molotov. Punished here, there, and everywhere. Naf is on one shot from death. Feels destined to be true. B is open. And so Falcons a bit of chaos at the beginning of the round, but looking like they can just walk it home. 5 on this T side right now. Liquid getting lit up.
You want to do this shit or not?
Nerd second orb. Over on that B site.
I mean, usually if I'm thinking B-site second orb, I'm thinking of Nafly. Nerd's gonna don it and puts it to work, actually besting Monosy in that head-to-head.
How does Naf even have a flash assist though? I don't know.
Well, look, Nerd's got his. Let's see how the main orb for Liquid fares. Flashed off the line. Not much he can do there. The util displaces ultimate. Never leaves him in position to take that shot with the AWP.
He's got other options though. Back on the bomb site. Elige is starting to get suspect of this mid to B.
Nico orb.
Nico orb.
Used to have nightmares about this.
Who, you or Nico?
Me.
That's fair.
Maybe him.
Well,
but also dreams. Dreams of actually being an AWPer.
they pulled him back in.
It's always just been irresistible to Nico. Spam damage comes in for Elige.
They're gonna make it.
But out towards mid, Naf. Always been able to hold his own with one. Gets out with that again. Oh, God.
Okay, it's fine. It's under control.
Nico was born 5 years later and, you know, way, way further off course out in Mongolia. He would have been on the team. He would have been with the Mongols. Second open.
Third open.
Third open, fourth open.
They'll do it.
3v3 retake now for Team Liquid.
They've got to try. No nades.
Elige, good catch.
Nice.
Nico gets his on the AWP, but another man's made it in that they don't know about. Second player, blind to the flash.
No, that's Monosy. And an exit is all it will be here for Ultimate. Nico's all puts up the one it requires to win the round. Kixon's just had a lot of impactful rounds here on T-sides in both these maps, using that strong post-plant position that we see Nico do so often these days on top of the box. Comes out with 3 kills in this B bomb site, including the trades into B, and that beautiful shot to Nerds here. Woo! Kixon on the money today. So a feel-good round for Falcons, who are growing more and more lethal in this T side. Nico, give it back. A new round has begun. Long, they're top mid instead. Nico, sorry, Monosy, I
can't drop it right now.
I've got to fight.
They're pushing top mid. Now they're still pushing, man.
I mean, I'll say this, Falcons really knew that Liquid liked to push top mid, right?
Yeah.
Monosy's been holding this position in 2 rounds that Liquid have pushed. He just doesn't find the angle this time. They're on the right side. So there is a great understanding from Falcons of what they're up against. Monosy gets his ult back, Nico returns to tunnels, and Liquid try to retake long.
It's also with, you know, like pretty old tape on Team Liquid here for Dust 2. It was all stuff from before the off-season. Not a whole lot to go off of.
It is very Alleged to see a top mid push, though. Right before the flash.
Liege out from the window. Great catch on for a double. Said earlier, Naf's always been good at getting his one. Well, at 6 HP, really going to have to work some magic. Nico charges him down, and now it's him and Monosy side by side.
What was in the window? Did it fall out?
Ultimate, he's going to be given a chance here with this AWP. Chance to catch Nico as he looks for the bomb.
Oh, dear.
This is a big problem. Shui closing in back at the tunnels. Ultimate firing off. If he can even slow them down, buy a bit more time for Shui. As the clock starts to tick down, it's just a tag from the Ultimate AWP, and Shui's been heard. Eyes on at the tunnels, but with low health on Monosy, Shui closing in. Nade could be huge, and there it is, the killing blow. Shui's gonna deal it downrange. And so Falcons and this big old streak of 6 finally laid to rest.
You're just breathing a sigh of relief again. It's just no round is safe right now against this lethal Falcons squad. And Ultimate makes it very messy in middle once more. Feel like I'm picking on him, but sometimes you just need him to take one with him. How's that a leg? I don't think
It wasn't a leg.
Dink. It's not even a
Nico
leg. He didn't
dinked
even
him,
hit
yeah.
He didn't even hit it. Well, round's a round for Liquid, but it needs to build into something more here on the CT side. 3 more chances. Falcons no closer to Eco.
Yeah, you know, a round's a round, but you're so far from being all square here for Liquid. It's a step in the right direction, but this is to be the beginning of a streak. Right, that can't just be a one and done bit of success where they get away with a double kill from a Liege. You know, that's something that he was providing for them a hell of a lot back on Nuke as well. He finished in that game only lagging behind Monosy by just 1 multi-kill round, which I think is really impressive considering how memorable the Monosy multi-kills were. It can't just come down to a Liege having to get 2 for Liquid to put rounds on the board. It's not sustainable.
Oh, that's despicable.
That one's not Ultimate's fault.
No.
That's Monosy being just a freak of nature. You gotta watch that again. What the?
See ya.
How do you beat that?
You don't.
How do you beat this?
Oh. Well, Naf gets his third
And
AWP.
now everyone's open.
Everyone but Ultimate. Monosy's not done.
Well, there's Naf putting the AWP to work.
Gets kicks in lurking tunnels. But Falcons can commit with their initial
There is
plan.
actually a world where, like, in the future, Liquid now could be like Liquid of old. The 5 rifles, Naf taking kind of the nitro position of the double AWP.
I'm not even
or
saying,
hybrid AWP.
I'm not even saying bench Ultimate. I'm just saying let him rifle. Monosy's going for the ace. He is running through the smoke. He's seen the legs, and Nucleon steals it. So back to the Academy team. Monosy, maybe we'll forgive him, but 4 incredible kills, especially the first. And it's just getting a bit loose now here for Liquid, picked apart one by one.
Yeah, you know, it's a sick feat. Like in any round, putting up that many kills to just go and win it as a one-man army always feels good. But those were far from the most challenging kills that Monosy's ever had to get in his career. He's kind of just swung out from around the smoke multiple times while he's set up at long.
He aims at an angle and Liquid walk into it. Just got that feel for the game right now. Knowing what Liquid are going to do before they do.
I mean, I just think as well, you know, like once you know the AWP is in position on the long side, it used to be the case that was kind of enough to lock you out of that part of the map. Giving it away and conceding the ground. Maybe if you're very switched on, you feel like you could take him there, but I really wouldn't subscribe that to Team Liquid right now. Feels like it comes more from just a place of desperation. Aggression from Elige as he gets past the AWP up on this boost, and it's only a tag. Now they're gonna think he left, surely, right? You've just legged him, you stop that aggression. He actually hung around and went for a bit more, double dipping on the mid push. Elige now known about and pushed very far forward. Crazy flick from Monosy.
What?
While he's searching for Elige, he ends up finding an unsuspecting ultimate out towards the long doors.
I'm scared. I'm terrified. He's just blowing Liquid out of the game right now on his own. It felt good enough on Nuke, but to do it on Dust 2 again, Monosy, the headline act here in this quarterfinal.
You just really hope that this is, you know, a sign of things to come for Monosy in 2026.
Yes. By the time Elige knows that top mid is clear, the B hit is manifesting. Shui on a scout. Nothing to lose. 2 players are 1 shot.
Shui. There's the swing. Good catch.
No.
No more damage put down range and an instant trade from Nico. They stop that scout from putting the pressure on.
Felt like he was about to skewer them all.
It did kind of feel like that,
A
but
little wider, maybe. Really hurts. And yeah, Elige. Oh, no. Yeah, he's going to give it up. Find some nades. And Falcons onto 8. Dude. Even in slow-mo, it still looks quick. Falcons refusing to let a stand-in ruffle their feathers here at the Bounty. Monosy in just a couple of rounds has...
we just had to relive that one again. I mean, yeah, it's the type of game the Monosy's having. And I think that's only really, you know, furthering to show the divide right now between the orbs, right? The fact that you have Monosy absolutely red hot, seemingly can't set a foot wrong.
There's no macro in this map in the last like 4 rounds. It's just like what happened, who's AWPing and where, and then what's happening off the AWP kills. There's no push and pull. There's no executes. It doesn't feel like a normal game of Counter-Strike because Monosy is just killing everything in sight. Not again. Not like this. Elige almost takes him out. Tag over top of the box and Liquid get to live another round.
These fake dinks can sometimes be annoying. We won't know till later, but dink through the box onto Monosy. Could be under the impression he's low when that is not the case. Monosy still very much a threat in this round. I mean, he would be at any health, but especially right now. Elige on that jiggle. Trades a bit of damage for the info that multiple players have made it up short. All right, ultimate. Good position for the AWP. Santa bar low. A bare minimum just has to get 1. Jump down with that miss. Nucleons makes it down into the spawn and wraps upon Team Liquid. From that point on, it's a flawless execution from the Falcons. They take so much control. Nucleons controls the rotates and goes on to close it with a hat trick. The stand-in stands up for the Falcons as they win out this half hard.
Hey guys, this is Mahone, and I'm going to break down how the pros hold long A on Dust 2 so you can do it just like them too. Let's go. Usually at the start of the round, you want to pay attention to the spawns. That's because only the best spawn for the CTs gets past this corner before the best T spawn peaks. So the best use of this spawn is to try to get a Molotov down at the doors right away to stop a potential rush. Now keep in mind, if you don't have the best spawn, the T's can already be holding you. With a Molotov down at doors, the next component is to have a second person throw flashes to blind the T's as they come out. One of the most common ways to do this is just over the building from the long crossing. The flash will blind T's holding from the doors, so even if you don't have the best spawn, you get a brief window to cross the angle. It's possible to throw this flash too early, so the timing to throw this flash is at 1:49, which leads to the earliest a T can be at the doors. The Molotov and flash gives you a good initial defense, but T's with the best spawn can run straight to blue bin before the Molotov lands. So another option for the Molotov is to throw it behind the blue bin, which stops T's from sitting there. And as for a potential T at the entrance, you can use this smoke at the start of the round. The smoke is thrown from elevator, flies over the buildings, then bounces off the top of long house and drops into the doors. This smoke limits T's from holding the long corner, which gives you an isolated fight on the T crossing to blue bin. But keep in mind, if you want to peek the doors with the best spawn, it won't land in time. The blue bin Molotov and long doors smoke takes away a lot of positions for the T's, but what if the T's are fully committed to taking long? There will be flashes or a corner smoke preventing you from holding the entrance. To ensure your Molotov still lands even while blind, you can use this lineup where you run sideways facing the wall and release as soon as you reach the corner. Facing the wall reduces how much you get blinded, and it also removes the need to step forward to throw the Molotov, which means you can cross the pit without any additional movement, and it lowers the chance the T catches you mid-throw. To fight the corner smoke, you can throw a counter flash to blind the T's pushing up. And this is a flash your teammate can throw for you. The goal of the flash is to have it pop on the left side of long and behind you so you don't need to turn. This flash will blind T's hugging the wall, as the 149 flash won't get them. With this flash, you can swing to the left side of the smoke or push through the smoke to catch T's directly behind it. So with these extra steps, let's say you fought off the initial push. What's a good spot to hold from? There's this position at the pit where you aren't directly holding the doors, but the side of the blue bin. The idea is to catch the T's at the moment they have to clear the right side. You can also use this lineup to re-smoke the doors without exposing yourself too much, giving you time to reposition. So that's what you can do if you have long control, but what do you do if you're forced to fall back? If you back up to the long crossing, you can use this smoke that lands at the middle of long to delay T's from pushing up. The smoke covers the entire choke point, which allows you to move freely between car and CT spawn. And as well, you can use the smoke to push up close to fight the T's. And that is the last piece of how to hold Dust 2 Long A like the pros.
Team Falcons soar towards a semi-final here over Liquid, 9-3 at the half, and a very close Nuke. But Dust 2 is nowhere near the same. Liquid looking like a deer in headlights, getting out-orbed by Monosy all across the map. Team Falcons right now just looking like they're strolling into those semis.
Well, that's a really, really rough way for this to start. That's top performer Elige kicked out of the pistol round almost instantly, barely gets a chance to play. Monosy has had full dominion over that T. Oh God, Nico, bit of friendly fire in there. He could make up for it all. Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. Nico's added a bit of intrigue to this pistol round. Nucleons in another clutch.
Go on. Don't make him save. Let him learn.
On a 1v1. But a 1v3, been in a couple of these. And they've proven tricky, as they should.
Scared. Liquid are really scared right now. And they have
Oh, maybe
reason
they
to
should be. That's a hell of a catch for Nucleons! The double swing, and he so nearly gets away with it.
Dude,
it's all smiles for the stand-in because that was so close.
And also, yeah, you're just here on LAN. You're almost clutching up. You're feeling good that you tried, that you made it interesting.
And you know everyone's egging him on to give it a go.
Come on, kid. What have you got? Liquid. They win the round, by the way. But you almost wouldn't know it. Whew.
Yeah, look, you see them all kind of spurring him on to go for it.
Liquid with all 4 pistols, Harry. Well, they've converted all so far.
Oh, I just don't know if facing off against a Monosy scout right now is something you want to even attempt. Really, it's all the map control they have. And so I'm worried they are going to face off against the Monosy scout.
Waiting for those smokes over the top. It's a flash on Nucleons to pop through this long smoke. Monosy gets obliterated.
Good pickup. It's a huge pressure point removed. The attempt at a flash through does not pan out for the Falcons, and so a clean sweep and a clean record for Team Liquid in pistols and conversions.
And as Falcons' pistols continue to elude them, it is yet to cause a problem in this series. This would need to be an unbelievable half for Team Liquid on the T side for that to ever matter. So one more eco. Nice deagle out of Nico. Top mid push for Tessa is contained by ultimate as well, so Liquid just speed up. Unless a long range deagle connects. Should be all fine and dandy for Liquid. They've got a leash lurking out B as well. There's another one for Tessez. There's 2 for Tessez through the smoke. Leech actually needs to save the round right now, and he's got him boxed in.
Oh!
Stab denied by Monosy, 17-9. An ultimate thrust into a clutch. How has this gone so far?
You kind of don't believe you're at this point in the round. Never should have got to a position where Ultimate has to clutch up, but at least he gets it down to this 1v1. He's got to face off now against Tessez. He's got hot hands, and a Galil picked up from mid.
Spotted.
Ultimate with the plant. There's a Molotov on Tessez, so Ultimate kind of has to reposition here. If he sits in at the site, he's going to get burned by this molly. Forced out into the open now, commits to the fight, and Ultimate nails it. The rifling has stood the test.
Yeah.
Ultimate with a critical 1v2 if Liquid do want to try and course correct late in the day.
Tessez rushes the molly, maybe scared of getting repeaked there from the site, so it doesn't land deep enough to burn him. Tessez, 2 crazy deags on the long side though. Just couldn't finish it. Even this one, sickening. So yes, the rifling is there and it will keep going into the next round. Liquid facing their first full buy. Leon's out on his own in middle. Committed position, looking for a fight.
Shadow spotted, but Shui quick on the trigger. Smoke down out here towards mid, and they're going to try and carry this momentum through. Shui, after his reign of terror, that double to open up. His round ends to spam, but he's praying, he's hoping he's done enough. Kicksands low on health, trading places with Nafly. He comes through, that's fantastic value. Monosy even gets one through the smoke. And same could be said for Nertz on that drop down, getting in behind enemy lines. Kicksand thought that smoke push had sealed the deal on something.
Overcook.
Slow down for a moment. They're expecting him to have repositioned. Are they ready for Kicksand so quick in behind enemy lines?
He was really hoping they would reroute out and try and avoid him. And in doing so, puts himself in middle, probably in a position to save Monosy's AWP. Oh, reassuring for Liquid that they are able to still find the gap there. 2-on-1 going into that bomb site. Scary. Lots of damage done by Naf Cooled. Big drop down from Nertz into CT. Found Monosy on the boost box as well. Kickson's hoping that bomb blows the orb just a little bit closer. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll just get trapped in the corner. Oh. No. Terrorists win. Well, no orb. But no orb for ultimate either. Is that a blessing in disguise?
A bit of hulking individual effort later, and you're actually back within striking distance of the Falcons. Right now, the T-side effort for Liquid very much spearheaded by Nerds, Elige, and unsuspected candidate in Shuey, right? An important string of entries in that round. Sure, even then it gets a little wild. Thankfully, the other guys able to pull through for Team Liquid. Slimmer margins now on this game. If Falcons want to dodge the fall, they win this round here and now.
Tessus respects the take. It's not got enough help on this long side. Shocked he gets that kill. Damage. Tessus surviving with the block smoke on long will slow Liquid's roll. He may get this space, but not very reassured to commit. Falcons clear middle, and now they can fight A together. Look at this commitment from Falcons right now. They are not scared of Elige lurking through tunnels like he has before. 4 players here.
Block on the smoke for Monosy. They'll hear that tag. They try and peek on the back of it. Good catch for Elige. Smoke still lands, gives them something to try and get across with. Util in, an attempt to slow this one down, but the openers keep flooding through for Team Liquid.
In all of those fights, Falcons are 1 bullet away from winning the round, it feels like. But Naf is nailing them to the wall. 2 headshots on 3 low players, and Naf says, I am not planting that bomb. Full health, gives it a check, goes back. Nucleons tries again, but Naf fly, 3 kills, and Liquid a round behind. So close every step of the round there for Falcons, but none of the kills come through.
1 round game, money broken for the Falcons. Have Liquid really got this in them? This was far from a small order. You managed 3 rounds on the defensive half. This one had semi-finals for Falcons written all over it, and at the 11th hour, in comes some of the Liquid riflers to try and shake things up. Just been nice, because been a feeling of a real team effort for the 4 rifling players, right? All kind of pulling their weight here across this streak of T rounds that Liquid are now on. And a big multi-kill from Shuey in the one prior to last. Nafly with a sick 3K there. Lots of room to overthink in a round that looks to tie up this map. From the most unlikely of positions, Liquid just keeping it low and slow out through mid. Into the stack they'll go, 3 players here.
Why am I scared? Nico, back turn, catches 2, picks up the AK as well. Could he get the highlight from the back of the site? 3 kills for Nico. He's just going to put him in a box. All 4 in the stacked site. Liquid get locked out.
Yeah, seen a Falcons highlight from there before. That's a beautiful 4K for Nico. Right as the aim's throwing off and they first turn into the bomb site, Nico is nothing but a problem for Team Liquid, and one that they just can't get past. If you give him too much room to work with, give him an extra couple of seconds, that's all it takes for Nico to go and uproot the round. And so that was the chance for Team Liquid to tie us up 9-all and a low econ round, but played into the stack, played right into Nico's hands. And so the margins start to widen again. Short control taken. Faster pace on this round for Liquid. They've already got key map control with plenty of time left. Monosy AWP is always threatening. And you have to pay the price just to get that info. Shui fed to the AWP. This is the start of the downward spiral for Team Liquid. Another aggressive move. Nico feeling good after that 4K flash through the mid-smoke. Didn't get anything for it. But a spot that there are players out here in middle, and that's causing a lot of suspicion for the Falcons. They've got eyes on from the B site. Monosy watching with the AWP, ready for this smoke to fade. Now able to be active on both angles. No easy route here, but it does feel like that B site is the path of least resistance, and so that's what Liquid are looking for.
Buy the ticket, take the ride. Liquid out mid, 4v5, and they've got to go. Falcons just full rotating. They kill players from the A side. That break on the smoke breaks Liquid's hopes and dreams. And now they have to clutch up in this B bomb site. They don't have a second to spare. Everybody holds the line. B site not even required. 4 of the 5 kills come from the A defenders. As Falcons right there on the precipice of taking this map, this series, and into the semi-finals. Team Liquid just hit the wall, and after that, Nico multi on the eco on the B bomb site. They follow up with a flawless round. Been utilizing this boost very well. Liquid have nothing. Uh-oh.
Ouch. That is a huge nade. Good catch for Nico, and I mean, ever since that 4K, this guy has just been raring to go. It's a race between him and Monosy for the eco kills over on short, and Nico wants to win it. They are literally leaping over each other to go for this final kill. They've stopped respecting Team Liquid. That's an eco round, and they are playing it for the stats.
Really great to see Nico performing like this today. I mean, back on Nuke, he was a threat as well. The forefront of so many opening kills. Maybe his end scoreline isn't spectacular, but he set the precedent early on that CT side. Him and Monosy shutting down round after round, and now 4 opportunities to finish off their map pick. A fearless Falcon. And with a stand-in who's gone under the radar in the most positive of ways, because Monosy and Nico are just taking all of the highlights. And it's what we said going in, just nucleons has to not be an issue. And safe to say, objective fulfilled. Liquid's final swing of the king.
I mean, if this was Nico at the start of the series, you might not have minded running into him in this A-hold, but this is an entirely different beast right now on Dust 2. He's going to be the guy responsible for shutting down this short play from Team Liquid, and look at the routing he's taken.
He loves this spot.
Are they ready to clear him? Nerds has opened in the downtime out towards long. Nico in position to succeed, to shut this down. He's out with a double,
Okay.
but a big follow-up kill for Nerds. Knowing about on the long push, still gets out with the kill. 2 versus 3, damage done. You know that Nerds is low. Confidence is far from being at an all-time high, and you've got Monosy in red-hot form, playing it forward. Monosy finds another, and with Nerds out in the open, it's only a matter of time. Falcons find success. They run away with Dust 2 and in to those semi-finals. For Team Liquid, a bitter pill to swallow, a chance to face off against a wounded Falcons, not just a stand-in in Nucleons, but the absence of Sonic. There were multiple things going for Liquid here, but the engine never fired up. They never got going. Nuke was their best and maybe only chance.
Yeah, I mean, if Monosy is anything to go by in this series, what a